Hello again, it's Emily from EmbellishAngelsDesigns.com, and we're moving on with our layout that we started in the last tutorial where we just added our basic background paper. And in this tutorial we are going to add our photos. So you're going to want to navigate on your computer to wherever you have your photos. And for me, I've got them in a tutorial folder here, so wherever you have your photos, you'll want to go grab them. I've got these three, so I'm going to do Command and click so I can grab all three of them together. On a PC it's Control and click. I'm going to click open, and all of my photos are going to open up separately as separate documents, and I'm going to have to drag them onto my layout that I have going on underneath. Now the photo that I want to be bottom most, or on a layer just above my papers, is my picture of my beautiful friend Holly here. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm on my move tool, click and drag, and we want to make sure we don't drag it onto another photo. We want to drag it onto this document underneath here. So you want to do that, and you'll notice that the photo comes in quite large because the photo itself might have a larger pixel resolution, a size than the actual paper. So we just have to resize. And if you remember from the last tutorial, to resize, you look at your transform controls. If for some reason you don't see these little boxes, up here you have to click this button. So show transform controls, you want to make sure that that's clicked so you have your transform controls. I remember running into that problem when I first started and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't resize. I couldn't see my transform controls. Makes a big difference. So again, we're just going to hover over one of the corner transforms, and we're going to hold down Shift, and we're going to size down, and again, until you feel like it's about the size that you would like. And that's always a personal design preference, where it's going to be on your layout, where it is going to be in reference to the other pictures. And the nice thing about digital scrapbooking is you can resize your photos as many times as you would like. It's not like paper scrapbooking where you have to think ahead of time when you go print your pictures. Oh, I'm going to need a 4x6 or a 5x7 or a smaller picture. In digital scrapbooking, you can make your pictures any size you want at any time. So we'll keep Holly like that for now. And then again, we're not touching our original photo. We drug over a copy, and now we're going to close our original. And then next comes the picture of the table of gifts. So I'm going to click and drag, and then it's going to show up on our Photoshop layout that we're working here. And I'm going to transform this as well, holding Shift. And this one's going to be pretty small. And remember, Photoshop is going to want to make sure that you want this change that you just did, so we're going to click the check mark. If you don't click the check mark, Photoshop will not let you move forward. It'll make a little like dun, dun noise, and it will not let you move forward. So you want to make sure that you click that and let them know that you're ready to move on. So then we've got that one. We're going to close its original. And then our final photo here, we're going to click and drag, and again, resize. So I'm going to hold Shift down. This one's going to be a little bit bigger than our second picture there, not by a whole lot. And then you have to decide, do you want this picture overlapping this one and this one? Do you want it underneath? That's the cool thing about layers, is you can decide, I actually want this one underneath the table one. And then we're going to move our table one down a little bit, make it a little smaller so we don't take away from gorgeous Leah here. And then that's kind of our arrangement. And I decided to arrange my pictures in this setting here because there is certain things you can think about when you're doing a digital layout, and one of them is a design element, kind of the triangular element, that the eye likes to follow in a pattern of a triangle, so kind of one corner to the next to the next, and the human eye and brain just likes that formation. So I've kind of got my triangular cluster here of my photos, and it's a good start. Now I have two black and white next to each other in a color. Those kind of things, that doesn't really matter. I decided to make these two photos black and white just so the whole layout wasn't overwhelmed kind of in this pink shade, because we're going to use a lot of pinks. So I'm going to go over to my layers palette and double click and just name these photos just to keep track of them in my layers. As my layers get to be more numerous, it just helps to rename your layers over here again, so they're easier to find and easier to locate. So there's the basic adding photos to a layout. I would always go ahead and click save. You don't have to do save as this time because we saved it earlier as Holly Shower, and it's going to save as a PSD still. We always want these layers at this point. And in the next tutorial, we're going to add some frames and possibly a couple of embellishments. So see you in the next one.